Hi, Jim Pansero, helping you and your team become more effective in selling today. And one of the best ways we can improve the success of your selling team is to help improve their skills of how they handle objections. Objections are a reality of any selling process. It's when the customer has some concerns or disagreement, and they're trying to see and resolve how this will fit and solve their problems. So it's the questions of concern that they're asking. So how are your people handling objections? The first and most critical reality of handling objections is objections are not meant to be pressure. Now, any objection is a sign of resistance, but how you handle it as a salesperson is going to direct impact on your persuasiveness. See, nobody can push against my hand with 10 pounds of pressure, because the only way you can give me 10 pounds of pressure is I have to first agree to give you 10 pounds of resistance. If I'm not going to give you any resistance, you can't give me any pressure. So one of the first things we have to deal with how you handle objections is to not see it as a fight. This is not a confrontation. This is not a challenge. Even though it's resistance from the customer, it could be resistance to your buying decision. It doesn't necessarily mean it's resistance to you and what your message is and what you're saying. There are 4 simple steps that you can use to handle any kind of objection that the customer gives you. And these steps are where you gain control over how you handle objections. And by the way, the steps are identical to the steps of a sales call. See, anytime anybody gives you an objection, the first step is we got to lower their resistance. We want to affirm and agree with them to show that we're not concerned. So if somebody says, I'm concerned that's too expensive, you can immediately say, yeah, we've heard that before. A lot of people have that concern initially. But I think we can show you how it's not going to be a concern later, but it is something that is brought up a lot. The idea is making them comfortable to show this is not going to be a fight. You're not upset or hassled, or you're not going to give them a lot of pushback with their objection. You're going to answer their questions. Then the second step is we want to ask more questions. This is a critical part of handling objections because it does 2 things. One is by the customer doing more talking, tends to calm them down so they have less resistance to the objection they are giving you. And the second is it helps you find out what's really going on so you can be more persuasive in your response. Because we have to be real. The reality is we got to find out what's an objection that's a concern and what's the real problems the customers are having and how we might either be to address it or why we're causing them a problem. Once we have asked them questions, then we present our solutions, present how this objection is not a concern or how we can overcome it. A really great structure for this is the feel, felt, found. A feel, felt, found structure is I understand how you feel. In fact, we've had a lot of other customers that have felt the same way. But what we have found is, and then you show them why it's not a concern. Feel, felt, found is a great structure and way to present in a low resistance without any pressure of handling objections. And then finally, the 4th step is we seek agreement and acceptance to make sure that that's either no longer a concern or it is not a concern of significance. What are you doing to help your sales rep become more effective in all of their selling efforts, and especially with how they handle objections? Because it's the key to selling today. Because if the customer still has concerns, I doubt if they're going to say yes.